Hello and welcome to this tutorial where we're going to go painting this lovely evening scene with the sunlight is just going down over that over those trees. Let's give it a go. There's a lot of white gouache left on there from a previous painting where I was probably putting in highlights. Wasn't going to do that, but let's put it down here and I'll use it to just show you something. Welcome to my watercolour channel, and on this channel I want to help you paint loose watercolours, but not just paint them with confidence. So hit that like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you get all my videos, and I share a lot of videos. And if you want to go a step further, I've got a website with membership. On this membership you get access to all the reference photos. We've got a members forum, so a community of like-minded artists who want to achieve similar goals to yourself. So let's get on with the video, and good luck if you decide to give it a go. I don't want gouache for this little bit, so let's clean that off. Alright, some hands of yellow. There's the sunlight through there. Bit of red. Bit of pole orange. So this is what I would use heavily loaded paint with a bit of gouache for. Just put some of that warmth on the grass, just bring that down. So I've got that brush there. What gouache does, it almost acts as a bit of a brake, and it stops the watercolour flowing as quick, because when I bring it down to this area here, I don't really want it to run down all the way to the bottom. So by having a bit of gouache in there, that will actually stop that from happening. It won't move a great deal. I want it to come down a little bit. And as long as it's put on quick like that, you won't get a that muddy look that overworked gouaches can get, which we don't want. So we can let that dry naturally. I'll actually use a hairdryer just to speed things up a little bit. I'll put some blue into the last of that little bit of watery gouache mix. And then we're back to proper watercolour. So some distant blue hills in there, trees and so on. Go around the top of that car. And I want soft edges there, so let's just add some water. Wet into wet. Trees are getting bigger and bigger. It's okay. Playing with that. So we're on dry paper. That's worked quite well. It's quite a nice effect in the sky there. So we can now clean that well off. Let's get rid of all that. Don't need that in there. And I sometimes do that if I've got some leftover paint to see what I could do with it, and you know, influence the painting a little bit for the direction it goes. So some pole orange, a bit of alizarin crimson to get that nice glorious sunshine. Paint around those buildings. There's trees off in the distance now that are receiving all that light. Just use my finger just to create that shape there. And just dab that a little bit. That can just be pulled across there. Well, that's going to be painted over that, so just needs to be there. Those trees up in there, some branches and so on. Warm brown for trees on there. I'm just stabbing the brush, use it on its side, all sorts of directions, just to try and get that tree shape there. It's okay. In there as well. Much darker on this side. It's still fairly warm, but much stronger, thicker paint. Trees there. Again, side, all sorts of directions. Dab the brush down there. Connect up those shapes. Use my rigger sign writing brush. By doing all that while it's wet, we'll get connection. Got a mixture of damp and dry areas. It's warm today. In with the red. Use my fingers more and more these days, but it works. Suggestion of detail, there's some branches going off that tree there. We'll come back to that in a moment. Some burnt umber, a bit of blue. These trees. This brush is great for this because it can't help but leave an abstract mark, which is what you want. Switch back to slightly bigger brush. That needs to be darker. We'll get a good mix of lighter and darker tones. Strong contrast of light and dark. Work on the house a little bit. So we've got chimney pot there. Rooftops. Just connect that up. It's cool on the side of the building there, so we'll just add a lot of blue into that just to cool it off. Maybe just a touch of yellow as well, just to grey it off. Just a cool grey. It's possibly steering slightly towards blue. See what that's like. More blue. It was okay the first time I did it. There. House there, and then maybe use that slightly more yellowy grey for here. I'll just leave a little bit of a gap so it doesn't run into onto the ceiling, onto the roof.
So hopefully you're enjoying this video. Please do hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out the links in the description if you want to join me on memberships to take your watercolours to the next level.
Thicker paint. So we've got a row of bins and things. Hedgerow there. Well, it's just something there just to break that up. Got that car. It's just a suggestion there. Again, it's just something of interest there. Fine. Finish those trees there. Use those trees to just sort out that edge a little bit. Paint it around the top of the car there just to give that a little bit more definition. Fine, and then it's cool. Back to blue. Over this side, nice strong dark. So lots of paint. It's still damp over, even though it's really hot in here. This paper is really good quality, and it does stay damp for a decent amount of time. While the roof top and the wall is damp, let's put a dark in there, real thick paint, so it'll just melt into there. Suggest a little window, bigger window, the back door. Things. Fence. Better connection through there. Almost red straight from the tube there. And now the grass area needs to fit the rest of the painting, so some hands of yellow, which will give me a grey green, and some blue to steer it where we want it to go. Bit of red to desaturate that a little bit. Nicely loaded up brush. Paint into all that lot while it's still damp. Pull it up into there a little bit. Use a bit of water in my spray bottle. Want connection. I'm bringing that across there. Again, thinking about connection. Let's go darker here. Throw a bit of water on there, see what it does. Let's just connect that up a little bit better. Make less of that. I've got a bit of a splodge going on over here. Let's just bigger something there. Just give it a little spray. Just take a little bit of white gouache on the masking tape there. Take a clean brush, bit of Hansa yellow, big dab of white gouache. I like the idea of that sunlight coming through there. Maybe it needs to be lighter in value. Just a few little flicks of light coming through the trees. So all this is going to be in shadow, so but maybe a little bit of sparkle on the grass area there. Just drag that brush across. Just a bit of cadmium red. Wrapping itself over the top of that building. I think that car is a little bit distracting, so let's just put a wash of blue there. The scene kind of lets you go off the scene here, which we don't want people to leave the painting. So what we could do is we could add a figure here and just make it look like they're walking towards the house. Two figures, made it too big. A couple of figures there walking back to the house. Think how just that little thing there changes the scene. Just a bit of red for the sake of it. Bit of farm machinery in there or something. Just gives a bit of colour in. So that's quite nice, I think. Enjoyed painting that. I think I went just about far enough with the gouache without overworking it. Got a nice evening light to it. Quite dark in some of these areas, but it really does contrast the light there. And using that bit of watery gouache I had left over on the palette, you know, it was created quite a nice effect in the sky there. And the only way to learn stuff like that is just to try it. So there you go. Good luck. Decide to give it a go, and we'll see you on the next video.
There you go. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Please do hit the like and subscribe. Check out the links in the description and watch this video next if you enjoyed this one, because you're going to love this one.